It's time for another 10 free assets review. We do these sort of once every other month, so 2 months. There's a couple of rules to these. First one, the asset has to be free. Second one, it has to be within the last 2 months. And third one, it can't be my own assets. So just on that note, I'm going to shill myself for like 10 seconds. This is my FAB store. The majority of it is free. I think I've got 2 paid assets on here, but the rest of it is perfectly free. If you want something, go get it, man. Big thanks to everyone who has subscribed and is watching. You guys are amazing. The support has been fantastic. And to my paid members, thank you so much for your guys' faith and support. Can't put into words what that means to me. Like, thank you so much. But enough of the soppy stuff and on with the video. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend and a great day, and I'll speak to you all soon. Let's start with Villiger AI system for Unreal Engine. This came out on the 3rd of October, and this is one that will become a paid asset at some point. So if you're seeing this video, grab it now, and hopefully by the time the other people have seen it, that it will still be free. But there's no date set for this, so grab it as soon as you can. It uses this interaction manager that's set out in the level to control AI behavior. So each of these AI characters is going to do a different task. That guy's had a drunken night and can't get in. Now they're all queuing up to... I wonder who lives here. This guy's telling off an imaginary friend. This guy's also... There's a lot of rage in this village. And this guy is doing something that I'm not sure I can include in the video. Is he telling someone off? Or... So yeah, that's the Villiger AI system. Get that one quick, because that one is going to be paid. But I appreciate their honesty saying that they will be changing it to paid. That is refreshing. Now you may have been looking and wondering what the heck is going on with your lines. Well, don't worry, I got you. This is RGB nodes, which is animated blueprint wires. This is a plugin. So you download it to your specific engine that you want. It came out August 25th, so just in the 2-month time limit that we're using, and it's supported between 5 and 5.6. So you download it, assign it to your engine, go into your engine, find your plugins, RGB nodes, turn it on, then it automatically sets up this. So this is your electronic nodes, cheaper version, but just makes them look fancy. And then turn it off again. You just unselect it and turn it off. So then we got easynotes by Treaty, and Treaty, like, their stuff is brilliant. Like, they've been doing a lot of stuff for the community. They show support, so we'll go check those out in a second. We're also going to take a look at, so I've got all of Treaty's stuff, all of it's free. We're also going to take a look at the flashlight one as well. Now both of these came out August, and then this one in September. So we'll have a look at Treaty's note system first. Brings up a widget. You can hide the text, show the text, close it. Got options to single pages and multiple pages. That transition is so nice. And then one that will destroy it after you read it as well. So this will disappear, and the same for the multiple pages. So super simple setup in terms of how you would expand that. You got different data types, so data assets. You build the data asset and assign it to the one that you want. Just like here. So we've got example 2 pages, so now I can, this first one will now be 2 pages instead. There we go. Simple swap and change, and that's the note system. In terms of the actual blueprints themselves, at their core, currently it uses an interaction for a trace, but you can just move that trace to the E event. And yeah, it's a super simple setup, ready to go. Let's take a look at the flashlight. So here we have all the anims linked. So this is a first person system. You can see how well the flashlight works here. We can inspect the flashlight and the light moves around with the flashlight. I think that's a really nice feature. Wall clipping, so it moves down. It doesn't clip through. Got a little sprint as well, so you can see. Even a jump as well. Good for your horror games where you need it to build more tension and stuff. You get to have a nice little flicker animation and a reset. So that is really nice as well. So go and support Treaty, man. He's been doing some great work. Right, so next we're going to do a couple of quick shout outs to like honourable mention people, and one of them is we got this career heritage service. They've just put a whole load of career heritage assets on there. Now, these have been free for a while, but they've just put a whole bunch more. So I'm not going to include these in the 10, mainly because they're a company and also there's a lot of them, so I could probably do 10 just on these, but you should grab these. These are cool. And then Underking is continually adding new characters. So we mentioned his characters and looked at them properly in the last video, so I'm not going to do that again, but all new characters, all for free, and a weapons pack as well, which we grabbed straight away. But all of these modular characters, all for free. The one that the character that we are going to look at though is this Halloween pumpkin thing. This thing is on point for the time of the year that we are, and it's just looking absolutely cool. Comes fully rigged and it has animations as well. So you got the character, very stylized setup of a character, and then inside we've got all the animations. So you got different kinds of attacks and breathing and jumping underground and walking and idols and stuff. So this thing is impressively built. I do like this character. And that is free, and that came out September 16th. Let me know what you think of that one. And then we've got the Infinite Runner template. This is a full game template made in 5.6, and it's made with the basic money. It came out September 14th, so we'll take a look at that one. There's some documentation here. It's not overly extensive. It's pretty decent play, and we'll see what happens. So keys to use. There's already a bit of an issue where I can just stand here. But W is jump and S is slide. Like so, and we can see those things spawning in the background. And my speed increasing as I don't get hit by any objects. And my score going up in the top left hand corner. So all in all, it needs some polish and some finish. Some of these obstacles come up a little bit too often. I think I'm able to jump on top of one of these obstacles. There we go, yeah. But it's not a bad starting point if you want the sort of procedural world aspect of it. But perhaps these obstacles need some sort of collision on them that damages you and stops the game or something. So how does it make the floor? So you overlap a detector, and then it extends the floor, adds a floor. So this is in the game mode, it adds a floor and then deletes a floor, and it changes your character speed. So it's not overly complex, and to get it for free gives you a good starting point. But let me know what you think. Is there something that interests you? How do you feel about full game templates? We're going to take a quick look at some Niagara effects. This is stylized fire that is also for free. Different kinds of fire, all using a different Niagara effect. Big fire, small fire, raging fire. This came out September 18th. September 18th seems to be a recurring theme for people doing free effects. Was there something I missed? Should I publish on September 18th? Something on September 18th. 5.0 to 5.6, and yeah, stylish fire. Does what it says on the tin, but it looks rather good. And then we've got arrow trails for, yeah, arrows. Again, does what it says on the tin. Different types of arrow trails or Niagara effects, all completely free. There's 8 in here, 8 or 9 in here. And these came out September 13th this time. And you can see them here. And these are the free arrow trails, and they're on the GPU rather than the CPU. And there's actually 10 of them. Can't I count? Or have I just not seen one? Maybe I'm missing this one here. So 10 arrow trails free to use in your game. Ready to go. Now we're going to take a look at the detector system, which is a anomaly detector system. So we can pick up this anomaly detector, press E, and the closer we get to the thing it detects to, the more it freaks out. So it only works for the wheel static, this one on the right, and then if I pick up this one on the left, press E to turn it on. Works for dynamic objects, static objects, and pawn. And it's customizable as well. So if we select the blueprint and then go to its details, we can set all the radius and the sounds and the target different types and stuff. And if we check out its blueprints, and then in the main one, it just loops, sets a timer by loop, sets some references. So once it's been picked up, then it starts the scan and does all of the distance and beeping and handles all the resets when it's turned off. So inside our player, there is a input action, and that attaches everything to a character. Then it casts. So this is not a great interaction system. So you should replace this with your own interaction system, including how to sort of turn it on and off as well. This is just cast into the detector, so you won't be able to now open a door off F. So you make sure this is your own interaction system, but the actual detector core setup seems all right. And Detector Beep has a demo that you can try, and it was published on October 15th. There's no documentation currently. I didn't think FAB allowed something to be published with no actual documentation, but I could be wrong. And it's a complete project rather than an asset download. So just be aware of that. Now we're going to take a look at the gasp basic template for FPS, the rules. So this is an honourable mention rather than an include. And it's a spatial inventory system. So you can move out your items, move them around, and it's got this jigsaw mechanic, which is really cool. I like that. You can rotate your item so it fits better. It's also got the first person shooter on here, and it's all set up on gasp, but it uses the overlay system alongside data assets. So it's quite an intermediate level of a project. There's also this problem where if I crouch, I've now got a machine gun head on here, so that needs to be rectified if you are doing anything. See the shadows on here. But as a project, this one's really good, but it doesn't make the list because it is not in the right time zone. So this one was released July, and I didn't cover it when I had the last video. So special thanks to Epsilon for pointing this one out to me, and I will include a link to it so that you can play with it yourself. So here we are in the base graphics settings menu. I can press M to display the menu once I click play. So M to display the menu. We've got all these different resolution options here, shadows, anti-aliasing, whether it's windowed or full screen, and the graphic quality. And then we can come out. We can see that shadows have now been applied to all of this. So it just gives you an idea of a settings menu that you can use in your own game. The main issue that I have with this one is that it doesn't actually remember what it is when you reload it in. So there's still work to do here, and you should be aware of that as well. And by default, the menu didn't close when I needed it to. So I had to add in this flip-flop, this set game pause, and this remove parent from the M key, and make it execute when paused. But the idea is that you can grab sort of the code that's in here and test it out and see what's happening with that to be able to like put it in your own game and stuff. So hopefully that helps you. So now I'm going to quickly whiz through another 10 assets that didn't make the full sort of dive for multiple reasons. Some of them that I don't feel I can showcase them well enough, and others that there might be in a different language or my knowledge isn't quite there yet, and I don't want to blow smoke up people's asses. We've got the easy point and click adventure system. This, it feels like I understand what it is trying to do or what it's going to do. It's like one of those books where you say turn to page 1, turn to page 2, turn to page 4. I've got no sort of real interest in that, but this might be of interest to someone as a escape room type game. This was released on October 2nd. We've got the alternate system library. This is a function library, so it's a plugin, so you can use different nodes that are attached. There's not a whole list of nodes here, which is a little bit frustrating, but you might want to check this one out if you're looking to increase your node knowledge and node library. Then we've got blueprint 2D arrays. So this lets you put an array for a int or a boolean and contains functions to be able to get that. I couldn't think of a use case where that would be useful for me, but maybe my knowledge again isn't quite there yet. So this allows support for 2D arrays for int, float, bool, string, vector, and object in blueprints, and it's only for 5.6, and again it is a plugin. Then we've got launchpads. This is a basic asset that has multiple different launch pads. It's got different trajectories, it's got different heights, and all sorts. This was released on September the 25th, and it's for 5.5. Then we've got a tree widget. This is a cool widget, and it's like a skill tree widget type asset that allows you to make these tree-based widgets and skills. This was released on September 20th, and has a demo, and has documentation in there as well. Quite a small documentation list. Then we have 59 crowd idle motion capture animations, so 59 idle animations in FBX that are on the UE5 mannequin. And then we've got editor language tools, so if you're using the editor in a different language, this might be worth it for you. It's got all of these languages supported, so that's nice. And then clear duplicate assets. I've seen a couple of these ones around. This one's designed so you can clear any duplicate assets that you have without affecting the redirector references. Released on September 4th, and is a plugin for 5.4 and 5.6. Then we've got Rainforest PCG, which is a environment asset. I don't tend to cover environment assets too much on these rundowns. I think we get enough from FAB, but this one is a PCG asset as well. This one I'm not overly familiar with, so I don't want to, like I say, blow smoke. September 25th, 5.3 to 5.6. The pixel streaming asset. I don't use pixel streaming, so this was of no interest to me. But if it enables easier pixel streaming, gives full browser control for pixel streaming, this was released on September 23rd and is available for 5.6. And has pretty decent documentation. So those are the 10 that didn't make the cut that I will also leave a link to and you should check out. And then give me your opinions on this section. I was a bit iffy about including it, so love it or hate it, AI is around and here to stay. There's not a huge amount of documentation on assets that are generated with AI. Like, what do we need to include? If the images are included with AI, this is quite obviously an AI image, then do we need to include it and tick generated with AI, or is it just the code and other stuff? So it all depends on how this is labeled and how people have interpreted this data. What I would like to see is in the description, if you're going to be using AI assets, exactly what was AI and that sort of level of honesty. But this is showcasing the main menu and notification system. This is a free system that helps develop a main menu notifications. This is a drifting asset. As you can tell, this was created with AI, quite simply. But was the code? Don't know, hard to tell. So there's a drifting car asset. There's a health checker. Now this looks interesting enough for me to check out what the health checker's doing. It's like an optimization tool asset. This came out October 10th, and it looks at all these things and tells you what's needs optimizing and what's not doing so well. Then we've got a character. Characters are a huge bone of contention when AI assets, and I completely agree, but some people like them. At least these are all along the same sort of style. So there's 5 characters in this character asset. And then gamepad co-op Unreal asset came out September 10th, Creative Commons license. And again, I think the code is fine. I just think that they're taking this because this image was obviously generated with AI. So thoughts on that? Such an AI controller as well. That's an awful controller. So yeah, give me your thoughts. Are you bothered about including AI in these sort of lists? So yeah, there's a light touch review of 5 AI assets that you can look at as well. So thank you very much.